Hi, Sammy. Welcome to the show.
Hi.
Can you please introduce yourself and let everybody know who you are and what you do and where they can find you?
My name's Sami or Sami Genevieve. I am a tarot reader. I am currently getting my master's in creative writing, and
Holy shit,
I'm
that's
working.
cool.
Thank you. I'm working on a novel about a witch. I also want to read children's books. I inspire kids to like rescue cats because cats, and like I like writing poetry. Like the tarot really kind of got me into witchcraft. We'll talk about that later. And I have an Instagram. Well, I have two, but my first one got hacked. But then I got it back. But now I'm kind of,
Yay.
yeah, that's like a whole nother thing. But then I'm currently on my newer one. It's SamiGeeExist. So it's Sammy G Exist on Instagram. I'm going to work on making like one for my writing and tarot, but I guess you could follow my personal for now. Yeah,
Oh, I gotta re-say that. You'll find the link to that in show notes.
nice. I do have a tarot Instagram though that I have not updated since probably 2020, but it's Bewitched by Sami.
Nice.
Yeah. Will I update it? I don't know.
Tune in to find out. Go follow her and see. It's an adventure.
It is. It might be once every 2 years, or it might be consistent. We don't know.
So, what does it mean when you call yourself a witch?
For me, it's a word of empowerment. It's like a way to kind of like take control over like your own like destiny, your own choices. It's like creating things. It's like almost like even like the term artist, where I feel like there's so much stigma behind them where it's like people are afraid to call themselves an artist. But if you're creating art, you're an artist. If you're doing spells, even if you're manifesting, if you're making dinner and you're putting love into it, you're a witch. Like you're putting your intentions into everything you do.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. And it's fun.
Yeah. Otherwise, I wouldn't do it because
Yeah.
I'm a
Why?
whore for some fun.
Yeah. Like, I don't
Why
know.
do things come out of my mouth?
I don't know. It's fun. Like, why not have fun? Like, I don't know. I feel like life is too serious.
Seriously. Do you have any family history with witchcraft or any stories from childhood where even if your family wouldn't say, oh, absolutely not, witches, how dare you? But they still do some real witchy shit?
Yeah, a lot of that. It's funny. I have it on both sides. So my paternal side, my great grandmother used to read cards. I never got to meet her because she passed on. And my mother actually would always be like, your father's grandmother, Grossmother, she was just from Germany, always like was this amazing fortune teller, for lack of a better word. That's what they use. And she's like, she would just know things about you. Like she could read your palms, tea leaves, like anything. Like she was just very intuitive and very prophetic. And then on my mother's side, they would have dreams that would come true. So like, it's like pretty
That
like,
sounds
and it was,
terrifying.
yeah, and it's like one of those things that like we don't talk about, but we talk about, like, you know what I mean? Like it's like our new generation, the new cousins are like all into it. And like the older generation is just kind of like, it's like under the rug kind
We
of
don't
thing.
talk about that.
Yeah, like it's like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, you get them too. Okay. And then like move on. It's like really funny. I mean, and then like, but it's cool because like now my cousins and I, we're all interested in tarot. We're all talking to each other. We like have this like really cool kinship. So it's like really fun. And then
That's
like,
awesome.
yeah, it's really cool. And then like also when I was a kid, I just was obsessed with the idea of being a witch. Like, I mean, my mom
Because
named
it's
me
cool,
after, it's
I
cool.
think.
My mom named me after Samantha Stevens from Bewitched. So,
That's so
and
neat.
yeah, so literally, I was like, you created this. Like, why would you name your daughter after a witch and then be freaked out when she's into this and has an obsession with cats? Like, you don't name someone after one. Like,
Yeah.
And then like also like I was born late too. Like she's a Taurus. And then her mother was a Taurus and I was supposed to be a Taurus,
Oh.
but I came a month late. So I ended up a Gemini. So she never let me live that down. So then I was like, obviously, like already as a young kid, I was hearing where like Gemini, like, oh, well, you're a Gemini, you're supposed to be a Taurus, whatever. So like it kind of sparked that interest in astrology because like my family had like a very loose interest in it, but they would never go dive deeper.
So are you a cusp baby or are you well into Gemini?
May 25th. So like 2 days into it.
Oh.
2 or 3 days, yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
This is me pretending like I know what that means. Oh, I see. Teresa would.
Yeah,
Teresa would know.
would know. Teresa actually, I talked to Teresa about my mom's birth chart. And Teresa's the reason I got my mom tarot cards. Well, angel tarot cards. So now I make her pull a card for me.
That's cool.
No, it is really cool, actually. It's like really rad to see her like get into it. I got her the angel ones because like it's like a little softer.
Scary.
Yeah. Because she'll get the devil and she'll be like, oh my God, the devil's coming. And I'm like, no. Because you know
at least learn what that means.
I was literally like, so many times I'd be reading her cards and she's like, I don't think that's what that card means. And I would be like, so then you read your cards. Like,
yeah.
Like, I will pay for you to get a reading with someone else. So we joke with each other. We have a very, like, funny relationship.
That's
but, like,
nice.
Yeah, but it's definitely, like, getting her own cards, though, has been really cool. And it's, like, kind of fun because we've been pulling, like, cards for each other. So it's, like, it's been, like,
I can't
like
imagine doing that with my mom.
I couldn't have before. And, like, now it's, like, really, like, I don't know. It's really cool. I'm like, huh. Like, it's definitely, like, not what, like, I don't know if I would have put that on my 2023 bingo card, like, pulling tarot cards with my mom, but totally.
I can't imagine. That makes me kind of want to give my mom some just to see what happens.
Honestly, you should. Get her, like, the angel cards. They have, like, little messages on them, because they say, like, little keywords, and then she'll look at it. And
oh, I'm going to have to do that just for experimentation's sake.
But it is really
can
funny.
you...
Oh, I was going to say, her method, though, she has you pick a number, and she counts out the card.
Huh.
So I was like, okay, 60. And she's like, you're going to make me count 60.
Just go backwards. Just go backwards through the bottom.
She's like, how many is in the deck? I'm like, oh. I think it's 70
a different deck. I don't know what that deck is.
Yeah, like, I just read them. I'm like, the math part just goes out of my head.
I don't know numbers. What are you talking about? That's me.
Yeah, it's me too. Stay, sir. Thank you.
So can you share a little bit of your practice? Like, what is it like? Do you have any daily or consistent things that you do as part of your practice?
Yeah, like what I started doing is glamour magic. So when I put my makeup on, I started writing affirmations in my foundation before I blend it in. And like,
nice.
I feel like it really like helps. And I really been like into like just focusing more on like taking off my makeup, putting on lotion, like putting on makeup, like little things like that. Cause I find that's when I have time to kind of be a little more mindful about what I'm doing. Like, and I feel like also like it's infused in my skin.
Yeah.
So like, I like that. I like that it's like, so if I forget to put on a necklace or something, cause I am very chaotic like that, or if I forget to do a protection spell or like try to like imagine white light around me, like at least I know I have it written on my face, even if no one else can see it.
Yeah.
So like, and like, it's cool.
When
you
I
could
left
draw
the
little
house, I
cycles.
used to do that.
Really? It's cool. It's
like,
cool.
To a job, when I left, sometimes I leave my house still. But when I went to a job regularly, I would do things like that. Because I can't think of that constantly. It's exhausting.
Yeah, exactly. And like, I get sidetracked. Like, I gotta go here, I gotta go there, I gotta do this, I gotta do that. Like, I'll forget. Or I'll remember after the fact. And I'm like, oh, right. That was what I was supposed to do.
You know, how would you say witchcraft has changed your life?
Definitely for the better. Like when I mean, I was always interested. My mom took me to get my first deck when I was 16. And my friends at the time, one of my friends, I should say, was a little like, that's silly. And it's a lot to learn. And I don't think I was, like ready for it to like, but I had the deck and I remember like I would pull and like I was reading it, whatever. But I was also trying to learn how to read pumps and like I was trying to do everything at once, which
Mm-hmm.
I do not recommend. Like I recommend picking one thing to start and then going to everything else.
Seconded.
Don't try, yeah, don't try to learn everything at once. You'll just overwhelm yourself and then learn nothing. Or you learn
Yep.
a little bit. Like, so anyways, so I had this deck just hanging around and it was like always with me. And I even had a tarot journal that I started at 16 and never finished. And then what happened was like fast forward to when I was 20, I ended up getting Reiki done, completely opened me up. Like it was a very spiritual, I think I like to think of it as like one of my first spiritual awakenings. Because like prior to this, I was having some dreams that would come true, nothing crazy, just like little mundane things. Like I would just remember like something would happen in the dream and then it would happen in real life. I even dreamt about like my first breakup.
What a
That was
terrible
like,
thing to dream
it
about.
was awful. I woke up heartbroken. I even told my then boyfriend and he like laughed at me and he's like, I would never do that. I was like, okay, whatever. And then when it happened, it took all of me not to be like, told you.
You should
Like,
have.
I should have, but it's okay.
Are you
It's
sure you want to
fine.
break up? I did predict this.
I did.
So, what else can I make happen?
Exactly.
Don't cross me,
But
son.
so like
That's how I get burnt.
exactly. Don't fuck with a witch. Like just don't fuck with a witch. But it's fine. We were totally meant to break up because what happened was I got Reiki done. He broke up with me that day. Literally, I texted him like, "Look, I'm ready. Like I'm here to be the best girlfriend ever. Like whatever. Like." And then he was like, basically, our paths aren't going to cross or whatever. I was like, I don't know what that means. Like, and then, but it worked out. I think for both of us, like, I don't think, like, we were definitely karmic, but, like, I think it was better for both of us. Like, we were meant to be together when we were, and we're meant to
Mm-hmm.
separate when we did. But that, like, I was so, like, heartbroken. I literally, and the Reiki guy was like, you know, if you're interested in something, you just gotta, like, you're meant to look into it. You're meant to study it. I was like, okay. I've always been interested in the tarot. I have the deck there, so I didn't have to buy anything. Like, it was literally just sitting in my room. I picked it up, and in a month, I was, like, reading my friends. And then, like, it started with, like, reading me, and then, like, I was reading family members, and I was reading my friends. Then my friend had, like, this party where we had, like, this big kickback, and we just invited a bunch of random people over, and I just read them all night. And,
That's
like,
cool.
yeah, it was, like, really cool. I was like, look, I'm still learning, so take everything, you know? And everyone said I did really good. So that was, like, definitely, like, a confidence booster, and, like, and it just kind of, like, propelled from there. And then, like, I started, like, and then, like, a friend of a friend started recommending me, and then I just started kind of, like, reading for people, and it just, like, happened. So, yeah.
That's very fateful.
Yeah, it was, like, super, super fateful, and I really do believe I was, like, meant to learn when I did, because I don't think I could have, like, handled it, like, when I was a teenager.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think I had to go through those lessons to be the reader I am today.
That makes sense. Being a teenager is a nightmare.
Oh, it totally sucks. I mean, it's, like, fun, but it sucks.
I
Like,
don't
the
like
highs are
hormones
high.
freaking. I don't like it.
I know,
Chill
and I
out.
had
Calm
cystic
down.
acne, so it was, like, even worse. And, like, but it was fine. I was just whatever. I was, like, mostly just listening to, like, Fall Out Boy and, like, writing Pete Wen's quotes all over Tumblr.
What would you say is the biggest motivator in your practice, and has it changed since you first started?
Yeah, when I first started, I don't know if there was really a motivator other than distraction because, like, it started with the tarot. And like I literally was like, I mean, I was interested in it, and like I was like very devout. Like once I devoted myself into it and I was meditating and doing it, it was like I was in it. But like my motivation in the beginning was definitely more like frivolous. Like it was just kind of like, we'll see what happens.
Well, we don't
But
really, most teenagers don't really
yeah,
get how big the world is and how much of an impact we can have. So yeah, I mean, it makes
exactly.
sense that we're figuring out who we are and having fun with it.
Yeah, absolutely. And like I think like at that point, like I had this like weird fantasy of living in a Volkswagen Beetle with three cats and just driving around reading cards, which I didn't know how to do at the time, and just painting. And I was like, that's what,
That
and
sounds
like,
badass.
I was like, it's so cool, but I am not that person. I love to, like, I love comfort.
Yeah,
But I,
I like watching van life, but I don't want to live that.
yeah, like I have friends who did the RV thing, and I love watching their journey. It was so cool, but I'm like, I want to travel. Like, I want to travel and see things, but then I want to come home and be with my cats and like,
Snug.
yeah,
That's the
but
Taurus easing into your life.
it's my Taurus Venus.
Yeah.
It's my Taurus Venus that's like screaming, like, no. The Gemini's like, I want to
We
go
want
explore.
snuggly.
Only with my cats, though. Like, other than that, I'm like, if I don't like you, I'm like, don't touch me.
Yeah.
Um,
What would you say is the biggest struggle when it comes to your practice?
Consistency, for sure, and balance. I feel like that's like, especially when you have like your everyday life, like if you have homework, you have like work, you have like even just like deep cleaning cat litter and doing chores, like cleaning sheets and laundry. And I feel like the balance of everything and realizing like you don't always have to do grand things to be practicing. Like that was something that took me forever to learn. Like it could be just as simple as like writing in a journal with a candlelight. Like you don't have to always like, and it's beautiful to cast a circle. It's beautiful to create an environment where you really put all your intention, into it and you create a ritual out of it. But I think there's time and place for ritual. I mean, I should say grand ritual because like anything could be a ritual. Having your coffee in the morning could be a ritual if you allow it to be. And like, it doesn't have to be always like taking up everything.
Ceremonial.
Yeah, and I think that was like the biggest thing because it's like I always want to do things like extravagant, but then I'm like, I don't have the energy for this. And it's
Yeah.
better for me to just like write down the shit that's bothering me than to be like, and then when I have the energy, do a cut the cord. But at least start it. Like, and I find that after I do that, I have more energy because it's like you're releasing.
That's nice.
Yeah, I don't know, consistency and balance. Those would be my biggest.
Do you ever feel like you have imposter syndrome or self-doubt about your witchcraft? And if you do, what do you do?
Oh, for sure. I mean, sometimes I'm like, I second guess myself, or like, I think, like, does this even work? But then I think about the moments it does work. And then, like, I also think about, I listen to a lot of, like, I'll put it on, like people, like, talking, like, especially, like, artists that I like, or, like, I'll listen to a lot of interviews. And I feel like you learn a lot. And like I feel like a lot of people do talk about imposter syndrome. Like even Neil Gaiman, who wrote like Coraline, said he has imposter syndrome. And I'm like, if Neil Gaiman has imposter syndrome and can overcome it, like I think I'll be fine.
Right. It's always baffling and when I hear like people that I idolize say yes, and I'm like, what?
Yeah, I'm like, you?
What's the universe?
Do you ever have it?
Hell yeah, I have it right this second. I'm like, I probably look like some kind of a freak weirdo on this video that people don't usually get to see. You get to see me do weird fidgety shit, use the lip balm 9,000 times through this one interview, playing with this rock.
Oh, I have like my lip gloss here. I have like I literally thought, I'm like, what am I going to do with my hands?
Mm-hmm.
But I think that's why I have the tea thing.
I have blue chalcedony, and it's tumbled,
Oh,
so it's
no.
really smooth, and it's like a good
Ooh,
texture.
I love that.
I don't know why this is the way I am.
It's okay. I mean, like, part of me is also like, who the fuck am I to be interviewed? I don't know.
You're a witch. Everybody wants to know about other people's lives, man. That's why I started this,
It's
because
true.
I am nosy.
It is true. And also, like, Gossip Girl did really sell.
Yes, I watched that. What brings you the most joy in your practice?
Oh, well, like, for me personally, when I'm doing is that feeling of release. And, like, when you feel like you can accomplish anything, or like you just send something out in the universe and you're going to get it back. But then, like, on a grander level, like if I'm giving a reading to someone and I could tell that like it really resonated with them and it's going to help guide them onto the path that will like bring them to like their highest self, that's like the best feeling ever, when someone like leaves feeling like overjoyed and like excited and inspired for life. Like, that's like probably the best feeling.
That's so cool. Okay. What is something that you did early on in your practice that you don't do anymore, and why don't you do it?
um I think like it would go back to maybe like trying to commit to things that were just not like feasible, like having like a grand morning routine when I am not a morning person. Like,
No,
yeah,
not for me.
like for me 10 a.m. is early.
Yeah.
So um I don't know why I would be like, I'm going to get up, I'm going to do yoga, I'm going to have a cup of tea, I'm going to meditate, I'm going to pull a card, I'm going to do XYZ all before 10 a.m. And it's like, no. Like, no, that's never going to happen. It'll happen one day. And yeah, you might feel great that day, but that's not realistic. It's more
And I feel
realistic.
guilty for the rest of the week because I can't do it again.
Yeah, exactly. So, like, for me, it's just like kind of like incorporating practice into my life rather than forcing it into my life, I think.
Highly recommend that. Make it your normal, but in a
For
way that
sure.
is feasible.
And I'm still learning. Like, I still like struggle with it at times, and I've been doing probably like practicing for 8 years, but I think I've been always kind of low key having my own rituals and doing things ever since I was a kid. Like, I don't know, we're creatures of habits.
Mm-hmm. What would you say is your favorite tool in your practice? And it doesn't have to be a physical object. It can be like an idea or a thought process or something. And how do you use it?
Two things. One of them would definitely be my tarot cards. Though I'm trying to not move away from them, but I'm trying not to let them become a crutch, because I think I'm relying on them a little too much. Because lately, but the other thing would be is, and I learned this in from a counselor, is when you feel like very very overwhelmed or like very stressed, or you need to calm yourself down, you envision your body on fire and you envision a flow, like a waterfall of water coming down and like cooling you off.
I have not heard that one before.
Yeah, and
Huh.
I've been like waiting tables forever. Like, I've always been in the restaurant business, and before that I was doing hair. Like, I've always been doing stuff that can get very like stress. So like when you have like 10 tables and nothing's going the way it goes and you just need to like think, I envision myself on fire and water coming down, and it's like I get the clarity to just do what I gotta do, you know?
I'm going to test that.
Try it. I love it.
Huh. I'm going to have to test that out. This is a question that wasn't on there, I don't think. Can you pick out one decision that you've made that changed the entire course of your life?
Yeah. I can. And I can even tell you where I was when I made the decision. I'll never forget it. I was working a restaurant job, And I loved my coworkers there. They were great people, but it was a very toxic environment. I was working doubles. I felt like I wasn't being appreciated. Like I just felt kind of like stagnant. And I think I was in the bathroom and it like dawned on me. I was like, I could just, I grew up on Long Island, like New York. So this was on Long Island, New York. And I was like, I could just move to California. Like, I don't have to be.
Yeah.
And I like in that moment, I remember I was like, I'm just going to do it because like I don't have any ties, you know?
Yeah, I
So,
love crap like that.
so then I like 4 or 5 months later, I moved to San Diego
Hell yeah.
and it was fun. So yeah, I just like realized like, I was like, I could just move if I want to. Like, I don't have to like stay here. I ended up coming back to New York, but like, that's because I want, like, my life brought me back. But like, yeah, you could just do whatever you want. Like, I don't know.
Yup. That's how we ended up in Arizona. Just one day we were like,
Really?
what if we just moved there?
I feel like moving's like that. It's just like, wait, I could just do that.
And people think you can't. It's like, there's so many reasons that I couldn't do it. Yeah, but what if you just did? Just do it.
Like, literally, what's the worst thing that happens? You come back. You're already
Yeah.
here. Why not try there? You could always come back.
Take the
Maybe
jump,
that's a
people.
very privileged thing to say, but
It is. I was thinking, well, you could end up homeless, but
yeah. But like, I don't know. I feel like if it's an inspired thought, it's inspired to get you to where you want to be. Because like,
that's
I do believe
exciting.
yeah, like it should bring you like fun. Like I moved there without a job and I was living in a month to month and I
That's
found a job in
terrifying.
like 2 days. So I didn't think it was. I guess because like I was waiting tables. And I was like, they'll need
I
like,
don't
you
have
know
a
what I mean?
skill like that. I don't have a skill that transports well.
Yeah, like I had a very transferable skill. So I was like, fuck it. I can't get a waiting job. Like I come
Mm-hmm.
back, and whatever. Yeah, like, I don't know. I don't think it's like, I mean, like, even I was like, worst case, like, I get a retail job till I find something, but I went on, I don't even know when I went online. A House of Blues is hiring, and I just ended up working there. And it worked out. I was like, I don't have to flip my nose ring. I'm like, this is great. I can have colored
Oh,
hair. I can
nice.
have tattoos. Yeah, I was like, this is so cool.
Yeah. I like places that let you be who you are.
Yeah, it's so stupid, especially like as a waitress. I'm like, why do I need to look a certain way to bring you food?
How professional do I need to be to bring you some more tea?
Like, exactly. Like, I understand if you want my hair to be like back and you want to look like neat and like, hygiene wise.
Mm-hmm.
But like, what does piercings and tattoos and colored hair have to do with like, it shouldn't affect you. If it's affecting
Transporting
you,
food.
yeah, and taking an order. Like, if
Well,
my
if I'm
earrings
in
were
the drive-through, you can't even see me. Who cares? Let me do what I want.
exactly like, why do you care? Like, I don't know.
How do you pull yourself out of a magical slump?
That is a really good question. um, I find like being kind to myself because if you're like I feel like depression is slippery slope and anxiety, and the more you don't do something, the more like depressed you're going to feel about it and the more anxious you're going to feel about it, and it's hard. And like even like something like I try to do yoga. I haven't done yoga in months, but I want to get back into it. And I think it's just a matter of being like, I'm gonna do it at my own pace, and I'm not gonna like hold yourself accountable, but like not beat yourself up if you skip a day, and like finding alternatives. Like, why am I not doing this? Maybe it's not feasible for me anymore. Maybe I need to do something else.
Holy shit. So, is there anything that you wish was discussed more in the witch community?
Maybe like how hard it is to like show up for yourself, and also like manifestation. So I feel like people talk about manifestation like it's like you write it in your journal and it comes true. And that is true,
It's a very
but
elementary way of looking
way of
at it.
looking at it, like, yes, that's a part of it, but you also have to put so much energy into it. You have to put so much intention into it. And like, I don't know, I just wish they like would acknowledge, because I have manifested plenty, like I've manifested plenty of things in my life that were unexplainable. And I'm like, they're like, where it was definitely a correlation. But like, I feel like in terms of like, it depended on where I was at. Like, if I'm in a high vibe and things are going my way, of course I'm going to manifest things with ease. But like, if I'm in a depressive episode and everything is fucking shit, like, it's hard to see yourself like succeeding. So it's like really, like, it really is like a strength and like power to like be able to see yourself at your best self when you're at your worst self, and knowing that like you're still worthy at your worst self. I just wish they talk about that more, I guess, like that it's not like a 1 2 3, like.
Holy crap. That's so much for me to consider right now.
I'm sorry. As you can tell, I've been going through shit, like, because I'm like so frustrated because like I'm like I've manifested things, like I've manifested like I even manifested a scholarship that really helped me. And I need that right now. And I'm trying to like dig back to like, if I did it then I could do it again.
Yep.
But it's like, I have to get back in that mindset of just blind faith and like power and like believing. And it's hard.
Yeah.
Like, it's really hard. And like, it's doable. And I know I'm going to do it. It's just, I wish like people would acknowledge, treat manifestation more like, I don't know, like compliment people on it more than like, whatever. Or maybe it is like whatever, you manifested. Like maybe that's the energy you need. I don't know.
Oh, we can't go back. I don't know. We can't go
I
back.
don't know. I have no idea. I just want a scholarship.
Someone give me a grant.
Seriously, give me a full ride. Like, I got good grades. I'm dedicated and I'm hardworking. Like, come on.
Yeah,
I got cats to feed. They're expensive.
exactly. I can't think right now. Think about the 3 biggest influences on your practice. It does not have to be people. It can be like a book or a TV show or a pet or an idea that someone talked about, like a theory. Think about your 3 biggest ones and thank them for how they influence your life.
I think, like, definitely my cats, like, or animals in general. Like, I love animals a lot. So, and I'm very grateful for them. And I think they like enchant life because they just make life better. It's like, even if you're in the city and like a random pigeon just like goes by you and it's like, oh, pigeon. Like, I don't know. That would be like one. Secondly, I think that just like maybe human interacting, like talking to people and having like where someone says something and they don't even realize like how profound they're being. And then like it's like the catalyst to get you to live your best life, or like you to do something that will like help inspire you. Or I think that would be like number 2. I think number 3 would be like books. And like, I mean, like obviously books about magic and spiritualism, but also like just fun witchy books. Like I feel like it's just fun to read stuff, like, and get lost in worlds of like fantasy. And like, because I feel like that's where like a lot of like anything could happen in a book, anything can happen in a movie, anything could happen in a TV show. Like, I mean, like in Coraline, when she goes through the, like, just because it's not like on top of my head, like she goes through the other door and she like goes meets the other mother, and it's just so, and the cat like can go in between realms. It's like really cool. Like, I don't know, just, yeah.
How would you say those things influence your practice?
I think that animals like make me more grateful and more mindful that like there's like beings here and like there's energy around us always. Like, even like if you're not feeling good and your cat puts their paw on you, is like the sweetest little thing ever. And like that's absolutely one of them. Secondly, like, I would think for people, it's just, I feel like people are so inspiring when they're not trying to be. Like, when people are authentically themselves, like, I think that helps with your practice, because if you're authentic in your practice, you're authentic in your life, and it kind of all just coincides. And I feel like authentic people find authentic people, and like it just like energy attracts energy. Like vibes attract vibes. And I do believe that, and I think that like just like as long as you show up for yourself, even if you're not your best self, like if you're still authentic to yourself, you're still authentic. So like, and then what was the third thing I said? Oh, fantasy and like books and like stuff. I just think it like makes life more fun. Like it just makes your practice more fun. Like look at this wand. Like if you have a wand and like it's like a magical wand. Like I don't know, I was the kid that wanted to live in those worlds. Like I don't know if you remember the show Dragon Tales.
Mm-hmm.
So like I was convinced that like whatever you saw on TV, you could make happen for real. So, and I had this book on fairies, and like it's a really really cool book. Actually, I'll grab it in a second. But anyways, I forgot how we found this out. I have a younger brother, and in the show, there's the older sister and the younger brother. So I was like, I have the formula. There's
Science.
science. And then I don't know how I found this out, but I found, you know, if you throw rocks, some of them break into crystals. I don't know how I discovered that. So I would make my brother throw rocks on cement looking for crystals, and some of them would be crystals, and then we would say the chant, and I would make him say the chant over and over and over again until it was like perfect, until we would go. And I would get so upset that we weren't like taken to Dragon Tales.
I would love to know his version of this.
I would too, actually. I should ask him. He like says like, oh yeah, she always made up these games and would have us playing and stuff. And I would get, he would like always throw a wrench in my plans though, you know, because he was like Menace's little
That's
brother.
what they do.
Yeah, exactly. Like I'd be making like a potion in the back to do something, and he would take like the dog's poop and put it in it, and I would get so angry. I'd be like, bro, you're ruining my like my vibe. Like I'm doing this thing, and I need you to stop. But yeah, like I should ask him like what like more specifically about the games, because he has kids now, and he's like, yeah, there's so like Stella's so imaginative like we were. She's always making up games like you used to do. And I was like, oh, I was like, it's so sweet. So yeah, it's funny though. But yeah, I would literally make my brother throw rocks until we found crystals.
Good for you.
Thank you.
Delegate.
Right, very good delegating. I was helping him too, don't get me wrong. I was right there with him. You know, more people throw rocks, the faster chance of getting the crystal rock.
Mm-hmm.
I just wanted to go to Dragon Tales. Like, I don't think that's that hard of a wish.
What advice do you have for new witches?
Take it easy, like take it slow. Like I would say, start small. Start with something that you know you can incorporate it. Like maybe like enchant your perfume if you wear perfume with intentions, or like I feel like if you do something, like at least for me, picking one thing to do like overall, like if I enchant the perfume, then every time I wear the perfume, it's already enchanted. So I don't have to remember to do it every time. But then pick something that you're gonna do every time. Like if you're putting on your makeup, then like maybe like start drawing like little sigils or something, or those are very like glamoury. But like it doesn't have to be like perfume or makeup. You could do that with anything. It could be with your coffee, you could be with your water, it could be like anything. Like maybe a jacket you always put on.
One thing I didn't think of actual clothing. Holy crap.
I
But
just
I
thought of
sort of
clothing
was.
now.
Well, when I used to have to put on scrubs to go to work every day, so I would spray something on the scrubs every morning and say bad out, good in, because even though I wash my clothes, but it's not a magical washing machine. I mean, I could enchant it. I guess I could do that. It didn't even occur to me until now, but that helped me. It was something that I did every morning before I went to work to help me have a better day.
I totally got that, especially like working with food. Like you wash clothes, but like I mean, you're not gonna wash your apron after every single shift. It's just not like I have multiple aprons.
Yeah.
But like if you had like a very slow lunch shift and you
Yeah,
barely
why
used
would you?
it, yeah. But like it's still, I feel like you have to spray it because like I don't know.
Freshness.
Yeah.
Who do you think would be entertaining to have on the show to answer these questions and talk to me the way I am?
Um, really cool to talk to. One of my best friends, she's very witchy. She is very, very talented. She like does hypnotherapy and stuff. She's really cool. Her name's Kabri. Um, and then I actually just at Katie's, I was reading cards at Katie's on Friday, and I met this other psychic medium, Bianca Rose. I'm not sure if she's been on the show, but she was really fun to talk to too. Like she's really
Cool.
cool. Yeah, I would say those two like off the top of my head. But there's like so many people. Like I don't know.
Nice. Is there anything else that you wanted to talk about? Anything I didn't ask you that you specifically wanted to discuss, or did you have any questions for me?
Um, I don't. What are your chickens' names?
Gosh.
I've been thinking about this the whole interview.
Just random things. Okay, so we have a rooster. His name is Atreides because that's the best last name I've ever heard in my entire life. Thank you, Frank Herbert, even though you're kind of a creep. Atreides is a magnificent name, and if I, for some reason, am not married to my husband anymore, I will become an Atreides. Mark my words. He's great.
Hey, you could change your name now.
I don't think would hurt his feelings.
Oh, gotcha.
Also, don't change your last name, women, because guess who has to deal with a bunch of bullshit when you're going to do your real ID? I'm on my third marriage. Do you know how many marriage and divorce certificates I have to find? Who keeps track of that? Not me. Anyway,
No, child of divorce. Like my mom has told
it's a
me, like
misery.
it
Men don't
actually
have to deal with that.
no. Well, she forgot to change her like last name on her social
So
security, so
much.
that worked out for her. That was one
Oh,
less thing.
good. Good for
But
her.
yeah. And then she found out her mom spelled her name wrong on her birth certificate.
Mine
So her
too.
name Oh my god. So like
Kimberly
her
with an
name,
E, EY
yeah,
at the end. No, there's no
they
E.
forgot they forgot the E after Joanne.
What is that? What? Maybe
So
it was the
like
nurse who typed it.
I don't know because I found birth like baby photos and my name Samantha is spelt wrong on them.
What is
So
happening with
like
our parents?
I don't
Postpartum. It's
know.
hormones. That's what I'm
It
gonna
has to
blame.
be.
Then there's Packers won the Super Bowl, who is named after a Mystery Science Theater 3000 joke. There's The Rock, who is just a what is she? What are those chickens that are black and white? It's whatever. If you know about chickens, you'll know what it is. I don't remember right this second, but she's named The Rock because that's her breed. Then there's Mabel, which I don't know. Ken named her. That's his chicken. There's Britches, which is one of the new chickens. And that's just, I don't know. I like dumb words for pets. One of my cats is named Sardine, but we call her Eggy. I don't know. Mabel, The Rock, Britches. There's a brown one that we have not named yet. Throw out names, people in the audience, listeners, whatever. Message, tell me a name. Packers won the Super. Packers, we just call Packers, by the way. We don't say her full name unless she's in trouble. And then there's Penny and Patty, who are like twins almost, and they're from the same clutch. And also Plum, and those three all have like little crests because their father, um, El Capitan, was a raging asshole, and that's why he is no longer with us because you only get to attack me so many times.
Valid.
We ate him. But he made beautiful babies. Atreides is his offspring, and so are Penny, Patty, and Plum. And they're very nice, well-behaved chickens. Everybody's great. Nobody attacks me. It's great. Wonderful.
That's awesome.
Maybe I'll post a picture of them.
See, Hendrik should be grateful I'm a vegan because he hits me at night sometimes.
Rude.
I know. And I'm like, sir. But then he's so sweet other times that you're like, all right. Like, I don't know if anyone like knows those things where it's like boy cat with their cat mom. Like he is like ultra like mama's boy. Like he follows me around. He does like I can't even shower without him crying.
Hmm.
He's like
Ken's cat is
sleeping
like
in a
that.
corner. They're very sweet, but
He
yeah, no, he
doesn't
should
really
be
have any
great.
use for me, but Ken's cat loves Ken. Ken
But
is my
like yeah,
husband.
aw. But like yeah, the hitting thing. He should be grateful
We call
because
it the
it
baps.
hurts. The
The
baps.
baps. Bap, bap, bap.
Yeah, and he goes like he like I'm like sir,
They
and I fell
wind up.
asleep. I fell asleep FaceTiming Capri, and he didn't do it. I'm like, so you don't do it on camera?
What a jerk. I can't leave any evidence.
He's so slick about it, you know?
Okay, so the last two things that I ask. Thing number one, please recommend something, anything, doesn't have to be rich related, whatever thing you're excited about this week, recommend that to the listeners.
Um, I'm like so boring. I like this week I'm really just super excited to like read a book and just stay in my pajamas.
That's a thing.
But
Recommend
that
that. I think it's great.
I recommend that or watching a movie, just do something like
What
super
I'm
low
wearing.
key and chill. Oh,
Yeah.
and like pizza. Cause yeah.
What kind?
Well, it's like complicated because I'm vegan, but you get whatever pizza you like. I've been obsessed with this new thing though, because my mom works at a restaurant on Long Island, so they'll just make the pizza for me without cheese. So I've been getting spinach, garlic, mushrooms, and hot honey, and red pepper flakes. It is so good. Like
Do you have a
I'm
sauce?
obsessed with it. Yeah, with the sauce.
Red?
Yeah, red sauce.
I have to
Sorry.
know all these details
Yeah,
because
yeah, yeah.
then I
Like
can't
tomato
create it
sauce.
in my head.
Yeah, like a red tomato sauce that's like homemade and it's been in.
I
It's like
want
a
to eat
family
that.
restaurant. Yeah, like this restaurant's my
Ooh,
mom's worked for the grandfather, the father, and now the daughter. Like they've been around since
wow.
like ever. So yeah, like it's really really good. Yeah, I
That's
highly
cool.
recommend it. Thanks. Yeah, I wish they have like a sesame seed crust, but I can't get it because they use egg whites. But if you're not vegan, totally get that sesame seed crust. And I've been told it tastes really good with cheese
I
because like
mean,
I've yeah
it would.
yeah.
It's cheese.
It's cheese. So yeah, like and I've had it with vegan cheese before, which I found like at Whole Foods. And I was like, it's pretty good. But I get it either or. So yeah, I was pizza.
Hell yes. Damn it. I don't have the car today. It's not, I can't go get pizza. Maybe
Oh
I'll make one.
no.
I have a crust in the fridge.
Oh my
Okay.
god, totally
Anyway,
make it.
thing number two is please tell me a story.
Like any story?
Yep.
I have a funny story actually, and it includes my cat Dylan that just passed. So like I guess it'll like honor her. So Dylan and Hendrix were our litter mates, and
So
when
you
I
like
got
rock
them,
and roll?
yeah. So actually, that friend that didn't like Taylor Swift named Hendrix, and I named Dylan after Bob Dylan. So I do love Jimi Hendrix, but like I'm not as big. I feel bad because I'm not like a huge Hendrix fan. Like I like put him on, but I don't know any of his like other than like Purple Haze and stuff,
Yeah,
whatever.
everybody
So,
knows that one. And
yeah.
the flag song. What is
So
that
I
called?
feel like one of those like yeah, I know you like God bless America. I don't know. But like I feel like one of those girls that like not or like one of those people that wear the band shirt and they don't know the band.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you named your cat, but like I didn't name him. Well, like this is what
You know
happened.
what? I'm not gonna gatekeep Jimi Hendrix at you, so it's
Thank
fine.
you. Thank you. I so anyway, when I was 17, my friend's cat had two litter, like both his cats had a litter each. So he had 24 kittens in his house.
Jesus.
So
Oh my
I
God.
would so like literally after school, I would I'd run over there and just hang out with all these cats. So there was like 26 cats total, a dog, and I think two chickens.
Jesus Christ.
Like it was super rad. And this is like a small house too. It's like not like you know what I mean. It's like your average Long Island like house. Like this isn't any like they have like a normal backyard. Like this isn't anything
It's not a
like that.
mansion.
It's not a man and it's not a farm or any whatever. But yeah, so like I would just go over and hang out with these cats. And then Dylan and Hendrix started like my friend would be with me, whatever. And we're hanging out with them. And I said to my mom, I'm like, Mom, can I please take one? She's like, no, you already have a cat and a dog, and we're probably going to move because like they're getting divorced, whatever. I was like, okay. So then, yeah, I don't know. I just put them, I had like a baby crib that I used to put a doll in when I was a kid. So I just put them in that and I brought them to my room. They were living in my closet for 2 weeks. And my friend was supposed to take in Hendrix, but then like her mom was like, no, like absolutely not. So I was supposed to hold on to him until, but he became my cat and like whatever. And then also him and Dylan were so bonded, you couldn't separate them. And yeah. But yeah, anyway, so like literally one time my mom came into the room, Dylan came out of the couch where she was like hiding. And my mom is like, because my mom needed me to do the lint roller. And I'm like doing the lint roller and I see Dylan and she turns around. Dylan runs back behind the couch. And I thought I was going to get caught, but I didn't. I painted their names in my closet to justify, like we had to keep them because I painted their names in the closet. Like it was very chaotic. And then apparently I found out when I was at school, because I was in high school, my mom like was hearing pitter patter and she looked and saw like the dog downstairs and my other cat downstairs and she thought it was ghosts.
Okay.
Like she just
not rats, ghosts.
Not rats, no ghosts. She's like, so then I come home from school and she goes, Sam, I think you're right. Because I've been saying the house is haunted since I was a kid. Like I've been like ever since I was a kid, I was always adamant that house is haunted. And she literally was like, I think you're like, I'm sorry that I didn't believe you. Like I hear them. Like she got so real. And she's like, I'm so sorry. Like, I can't believe we have ghosts. Like, I swear I'm like, I wasn't even drunk. Like, I just, cause she like likes to have a glass of wine afterwards. She's like, I didn't even have wine yet. Like, and Mobley was there and Jasmine was there. And like, she's like, and I just hear things.
And you don't think it's like a squirrel. You think it's ghosts.
It's ghosts. And then they wonder why I am the way I am. So I'm like, oh my God, I told you this house was haunted. Like totally like just going along with it. And then like eventually she found out and and then she thought I took in like more than 2 because I was like, I love them. And she was like, them? So she thought I had like 20 cats. But it was just 2.
And they're just like hidden throughout the house.
They were just in my room. I just kept them in my room, and I was very like.
They were if you thought you had a bunch.
She wouldn't put past me, and honestly, have 5 of them hiding in my room. And now, like everyone is like they're always like, Sam, don't bring home a cat, like blah, blah, blah. And like now it's like I'm branded with like bringing home animals because it did happen again. But like this time it was like during COVID, it was an accident. I didn't mean to take in Suki. She like jumped in my cousin's car and then like became my cat.
I had no choice.
I had no choice. She literally jumped into my life and I'm like, all right. She went from literally talking about manifestation story. That cat went from living on the streets to like having a bed. She went from the streets of Florida to like New York. So I'm like, good for you, girlie. You go, girl.
Holy crap.
Yeah, she's living her best life.
Good for her.
She's got tunnels to run in. She's doing good. She gets to steal my stuff all the time. It's great.
Excellent.
Awesome. Yeah. So, I guess moral of the story, if you take in an animal and you hide them in your room, your parents will think they're ghosts. And that's how you can get, like, your animals.
20 cats.
20 cats.
Well, thank you for being on the show.
Thank you for having me. This was fun.
Oh, yay.
Sweet.
Okay. So everybody be sure to check out the show notes to go follow Sami in all places. And I will see you on the internet. Bye.
Bye.